All right. So this is why I didn't take a trade today. No trades. Um, I'll turn on execute. I mean, this is from yesterday or a couple of days ago. But yeah, I did not take a trade today. I literally have execution on, so you can see that was my trade the other day. And yeah, so I'm gonna go over why there was no good trades for me. Right. So first, going off into the day, I'm gonna start on Nasdaq because that's what I wanted to take a trade. Right. It definitely. Damn. Damn. We delivered. I'm just kidding. It's fine. So reasons for me to not take a trade, right? I wasn't really comfortable for with. I don't really take anything this late into the day. I only trade the first hour, and that's just my rules, or first hour and a half. So 9:30 to 10:30, and then 11 a.m. This is already past an hour and a half. So usually I'm done at least by 10:30 latest most of the time. So yeah, maybe pushing 11, but like this is way past. It's already 11:30, and it's already 12, right? So going to the day, start on the 4-hour time frame, right? I'm just going based off of what the market's telling me. What's the market telling me? We do want to start running back down lower, right? Holy shit, we're gonna take all these lows. On the daily, they're pretty much low resistance, so these lows are probably gonna get hit. But I didn't see any clean entries for me to take, honestly. That's just me. I wasn't comfortable taking any type of entry for today, even though the lows were pretty clear. Right, yesterday there was a clean entry that I missed. Today was like we did move towards where I wanted it to move towards, but there was no entries for me to take. I didn't miss anything. There was just nothing for me to actually put size on and risk, right? My model is based off of having a good stop loss and a really good entry. And from here, I don't like any entries, right? Maybe like something like this, a big read down to the lows makes sense, right? It's a valid take, I guess, but not something I'm willing to put on risk, right? This just delivery, I don't even want to be involved in any of this delivery, right? So market opens right here. Let me mark out the lows that we can definitely take trades. That's possible targets, right? We're super close to them, so what happens, right? So marked out all these lows in the morning. I was like, we're probably just gonna run down straight to the lows, not get an entry. Ideally, this is what I wanted to see. My pre-market analysis was getting a dump off open, right? Getting some type of structure and catching the move back down to this low. But what do we get here? We get this poor delivery. We edge that low, edge that high, take that low, make a new high, and then slowly deliver back down, right? Makes sense why the market moved like this, right? We were just in choppy conditions, slow conditions after moving 800 points on Monday, 800 points on Tuesday. And yeah, it made sense, right? We did still get target. We still moved 300 points. I'm not saying we moved bad. I'm just saying the delivery was not good and it wasn't worth my risk, right? I take trades only if I'm willing to put on good size, right? And these aren't conditions for me to put on good size, right? I feel like if I would have entered a trade right here, I would have a thought in the back of my mind of like, I can definitely get chopped out of this, right? Taken out, and then it could deliver. So that's not what I'm trying to take. I'm trying to take trades that are super obvious. Like here, I was like, there's no reason for us to not deliver right here. This is the long I took the other day. Like that, instant. Look at this move. We're expanding. That's the type of trades I like to take, right? So going to the morning, we had this dump here, and I was looking at this low, see if we rejected it. I wanted to see this first dump just immediately close 200 points right here to then get a continuation lower, right? But we get this closure, right? And yeah, this, I mean, the idea makes sense, right? We playing off this candle closure and wanting to take a short here with a big stop makes sense, but it's sketchy as fuck, right? Why is it sketchy? Because we can still retrace here, do some bullshit, and then deliver, right? So the best thing you can do is stay out of this and wait for a push back down. Maybe you can enter some shit like this, play a big stop, or even a small stop here to target the next low, like that. I wouldn't be mad about this if someone told me they took it. Like, it makes sense, right? Drawn liquidity type trade. Just these type of conditions are not something that I want to form a habit to trading, right? I don't want, if I took a winning day here and I was happy with my win and I was up and I take another trade in the future that's with these type of conditions and I enter here and I get stopped out immediately because the conditions aren't great, then I start forming a habit of taking trades when the range is not great and the conditions aren't great. And that's what I don't want to do, right? I want to build good habits towards taking trades that are very, very high probability and I'm willing to put on a lot of risk. And yeah, and when those hit, then that's the type of trade I want to be able to look back on and think about, okay, yeah, I've taken this trade before and it's going to smack, right? I don't want to take this, it smacks, and then the next time I take it, it doesn't smack, right? Why doesn't it smack? Because conditions, right? Conditions aren't great. That's just how I see it. And forming a habit towards a not A plus setup is I think it's not a good thing to do, right? So that's pretty much the main thing we could have done, right? We were rejecting this 4 hour, right? We do have this big 4 hour above that we can rebalance back to. I've seen it happen. You know, we take this low and then we reject and then continue back down, right? But today we just had a slow delivery to the lows, and yeah, overall makes sense. We're starting to break out of this range finally. We had this SMT with all-time highs at ES, and we started to continue back down lower. So overall, everything makes sense for us to go lower. You know, it looks like we're just back in the sell model, back taking out these internal draws, right? Yeah, so just overall analysis was correct. Just ideas were correct. Delivery just wasn't there for me, and I'm completely okay with missing out on this trade. And yeah, if you got burnt on any of these trades here, then that sucks. If you did take a win here and you're okay with the possibly getting stopped out based off of, you know, some weird delivery, then that's fine, right? Just this is not something I want to form a habit of taking, right? Even though we had some good volume, you know, there were still some reasons for me to not take this, right? We edged the low, we rejected the low. I've seen so many times where we reject the low like this and you're targeting the low under, right? And you end up getting edged literally twice, and then it literally just does the opposite of what you want to do, right? I've seen that happen so many times, and I just don't want to form a habit towards taking trades towards lows that have been rejected. And yeah, so if this 15-minute candle, pretty much first candle, closed all the way down here, then we got to flip back up, and then we started delivering back down, that's when I probably would look for an entry. But when deliveries like this, I don't even want to put on risk to get the chance to even get chopped out of a trade, right? I don't want to be able to put any risk on when there's a chance of me getting chopped out of a trade, stopped out, or whatever. I want to take a trade that's just 100%. And yeah, that was my reasoning for not taking a trade. I was okay with missing out on this move. This move wasn't even clean, so I don't feel any FOMO or any of that, right? And yeah, overall analysis was correct. Just nothing I'm willing to put on risk on. It's not worth any of my risk. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Pretty quick analysis. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Seeing some people were confused, and yeah.